Hello and welcome. Beautiful summer's evening, and we're here with our Citroen C4. Slight problem with an engine mount which we're going to change, so let me show you the issue to start with. Okay, it's the 1.6 diesel version. There are 3 engine mounts. There's one buried down in underneath the gubbins there. There's a rear middle, which strangely enough the drive shaft passes through if you have to do that one. And then we have this one, and this is the one we're interested in. Okay, engine mount should be firm and obviously provide that cushion and buffer between the vibration and the rotation energy of the engine and the body of the car, thus providing drive to the wheels and not a spinning engine. Now if we have a wee look, you'll see perhaps that the rubber in the engine mount on this one has lost its rigidity. I know it's difficult to see, but if you can actually see up in there, you'll see that the rubber is moving independently from the housing. So we've got to take this off and replace it with a shiny bright new one. Okay, so obviously we're taking away one of the main engine supports, which means we've got to start by supporting the engine from underneath so that it doesn't fall down through the big hole. So just roll the car up onto my little wooden ramps, which gives me an extra sort of 3 or 4 inches clearance, and then we have just unbolted the skid plate. We'll slide that away so that we can get under the sump here to put a wee bit of support under the engine. Right, so in the time-honoured tradition, little block of wood which we're going to raise on the jack just underneath the sump, and when we're not trying to jack the engine up, we're really just trying to take the pressure off the engine mount. So we'll get it firmly underneath, and there we go. We can see the car starting to rise, so we don't really want it to go any further at this stage. Okay, so the engine mount I've got is a complete replacement. The piece that's going on to the engine itself and the body. So we're going to drop in, making sure that they're nice and firmly home, an extractor, and just with the, there we go, the pry bar, we're just going to loosen them up at this stage. Alright, once we've got them on the move, we can take them out with the socket wrench. And what I've got in that is an M8, and it's like a Torx type bit on that. The nuts down in, or the bolts down in to the body. Again, they're these old shape. Manufacturers always making things easy, but what we're using there is an 11mm socket. So same principle. We'll just loosen them using the bar, and then we'll do the needful with the socket wrench. Okay, so they're underway. I'm just going to take them out here. Okay, so the bolts are all coming out nicely, and I've got to be mindful, of course, that as we take them out, the engine is balancing on the jack and a block, and you just need to be, as I say, mindful of the fact that the engine will indeed start to move a bit as you take the bolts out. Okay, so we're going to see our last bolt coming out here, thus disconnecting the engine mount from the engine. And as always, take care just in case you have any unexpected movement, but if you have it reasonably well balanced and at a reasonable level, and there we go, we have all the bolts out and the mount is now free of the engine. And if we just take off the last bolt into the bodywork, there we are, then our mount will come free. So there we are. Now, whenever we've got this out, if you look inside there, you can see that the actual rubber mount has pulled away from the metal housing. You can see I can even move it away there with my fingers. So obviously a new mount, going to remove an awful lot of the banging and clattering we've been experiencing recently. So let's get the new one in place. Okay, so here we have one shiny new and in one piece, as it were, mount. So we're going to simply drop it back in place, and we'll get a couple of the bolts caught to start with, just to give us a bit of alignment. Okay, there we go. So now that we've got those two in place, the rest should drop in reasonably easily. Just to be careful with this back one, actually. Fuel lines running up in there, but just prise them very gently to the side. So I'm just going to pop the other ones in here. Alright, so bolts all going back into place, and usual principle applies. Drop the front one in, front two in, get it nicely aligned, and then everything else will drop into place. Alright, so just nipping those up at this stage. So again, give me a second to do that. Okay, so bolts are all back in place, and always a good idea to have just a little visual check. Just make sure all the surfaces are all meeting nice and flat, all back the way they were originally. Just in the off chance that something is caught. And then once you have them all in place, now you don't want to over tighten them, but just a nice firm seating with the breaker bar. Okay. I'll do the same on the body side. And there we go. One. As I was saying, before being so rudely interrupted, one engine mount nicely back in place, and I'm now just going to release the jack from underneath, and all being well, the engine will stay in the hole which it's intended to do so. So there we are. Jack away. New engine mount in place. So all I'm going to do now is take this, put the skid plate back on the bottom, and beyond that, that's the job done. So I hope everything there was interesting, and if so, like, subscribe, share, and enjoy doing it yourself. Bye.